If you are easily offended, please leave and don't come back. The views, opinions, and statements from this podcast are by no one. I repeat, by no one. They are not real, and everything is completely made up. This is for entertainment purposes only. The people in this podcast are not doctors, lawyers, or health professionals. They barely graduated high school. It's not that serious. Enjoy the show and have a nice day. Okay, welcome to another episode of Vernon's podcast, brought to you by me, Vernon Smith. Episode 24. Go press the subscribe button, the like button, the follow button, repost, comment, all that stuff. It's nothing to you and it's everything to me. Okay, so on this episode, I would like to, well, just like every other episode, it's kind of just like a little update on my life and some, I don't know, I just really get in front of this mic and just talk. Okay. um okay, so I found like in like these like past couple of weeks, especially this past week, I've been doing more and kind of like getting my stride back and kind of like, well, I started working, and that's been really fun, and it's like new ground, so it's like really exciting, but also nerve wracking at the same time. Well, not really nerve wracking, just kind of like a lot of like, eh, just like really like angsty because again, it's new territory, and I don't want to like, I just want to do my best. You know what I mean? I don't want to like disappoint anybody. So there's that, and also too with like content too as well. I'm like trying my best to be consistent and put it out on like, well, whenever I say I'm gonna put it out. So, and just being in touch too with my myself and my spiritual side with God and all those things. And yeah, so I I can like really like feel like I'm getting like my stride back. You know what I mean? Like with confidence and just me like kind of just believing that I could do things now. I mean, I always kind of believed it. I always believed it, honestly. I don't know what I was talking. What I mean is like getting like the motivation and that like finding the energy and finding purpose to do things, because it's so easy to just be like, no, I'm tired, I don't want to do that, or like, do you know what I mean? So finding that energy to pull from is just amazing. And of course, like it had like like your tired days and things like that. Like today, like right now, like honestly, I was just like this is, I think this is like my third or fourth take because like I'm having like sound issues and I don't know what it is. It's just so like annoying. Like I wish I like had like a production team or something so I could just like jump in front of the mic and just talk and film and then leave. Bye. But unfortunately, I it's just me. So one man army. But yeah, that would have been a lot easier, but whatever, it is what it is. And so yeah, I'm like really in like a mode right now of just like creating and creating. And the job that I have now is like I'm a radio host too. Wednesdays to Saturdays at 6 o'clock if you're in Ray 103.9. And so that gig has been very, it's been very like, again, a lot of angst, but also excitement and like just like thankfulness and all that stuff. Like to be given like that opportunity has been, oh, like I'm like so thankful. And also too, like I've been, oh, I went to church last week too. And also too, I've been like getting up more to like hanging out with like people, like friends and things like that, like going for like visits and just doing everything that I feel like I was supposed to be doing at that point in time. It's been great. Great, 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 great. Um I'm just doing what I feel is right and what I feel like I should be doing. And doing it in a good, confident and like energetic kind of like try to keep that vibe. But then it's like it gets like very like I don't know, like I have this like habit, I would say like the last time when I had gotten sober, and then I just got out of like rehab, right? And then I had like a month and a half about there, and then I had to return back to my full-time job, which was 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, and then at a mine site, and it was like 12-hour days and things like that for like 14 days straight. And then on my time off, I would do my podcast, and also to like working on myself, my mental health, and trying to stay sober, and exercising and reading, and just like I was like doing so much things, and also to taking on like projects with other people, like partnering up and things like that. And so there was like a lot on my plate, and I feel like, and that continued on for like a couple months, and I remember just being so like tired, and but excited and like happy about everything that was happening at the same time, but tired, very, and just like drained. And I think, and I wasn't like really like in touch too with like God and like a spiritual side, very like, because I was like so focused on just like working. I thought that like just working like my butt off would be the thing that will keep me busy and then keep me sober, right? So that the goal there was to like just remain sober, to like, so I and I felt like the best way to do that was to stay busy. And then so I overworked myself, and then that's, we all know what happened. Kind of went relapsed, and then went on like a downward spiral and stuff, which lasted for quite some time. But anyway, I already talked about that on the past episode. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I'm in a better place, and it just keeps getting better every day, because I'm just like kind of learning more and more on like how to like navigate through life and things like that. You can never stop learning, you know what I mean? And so I'm picking up, getting my stride back and the confidence back, and like even just like interacting with people before I like you might seem like like on here you see me and like talking and all this stuff, but then like in person's different, because like then you like you can like see what like the environment, you know what I mean, like you know what I mean? It's just different interacting in person and in person. But then now, like now that I'm like going to church and like seeing people and like seeing friends and things like that, like actually getting out, it gets better like every single time. Like I'm not like such like a anti-social weirdo as much anymore. So like there's that, and also too like with the whole like overworking thing, and I'm really watching out for that. Like I have gotten, I don't really have, but then there has been like opportunities like even more than it's not, but then I'm not going to take on like too much. Do you know what I mean? Like what I have going on now is just perfect. You know what I mean? Like it's it's just enough to like satisfy me and make me feel fulfilled at the end of the night, to like go to sleep and be like, yeah, yeah, I did good today. But it's not enough that like I'm like just losing my mind, and I'm like completely just exhausted and drained. You know what I mean? And I don't want that anymore. I don't want that. Like that's, it's really not worth it to me. Like I think about it now, and it's just like I just want to work enough that it fulfills me and I feel satisfied. And also to in terms of like money and things like that, I would like, my goal would always be to just like make enough to like pay for like my bills, and to like pay for like expenses. But then that's it though. And I'm very easy too. Like I don't even need much. Like all I need is like fast internet and food that I like, and then like occasionally go for like Starbucks or like takeout food and things like that. But other than that, as long as those are like I got money for that, I don't care. Mm-mm. You know what I mean? So yeah, not to overwork, so I don't get overwhelmed, because when I get overwhelmed, then comes another downward spiral, and I do not want that. I'm sick and tired of falling down there. Okay? It's that I'm no, it's time to like grow up and actually do something with my time that's meaningful for not just me, but then like, society, people, everybody, cuz I feel like I don't know, it's just weird now, like even if you like follow like my online presence and stuff, you would see like too, like I make like those posts and things like that. And Like, yeah, like I'm moving differently now, and I don't really know how to explain it. All I know is that it's more than me now, and I like it. And I don't really, I can't find words for it right now at the moment. But yeah, that's what it is. And just like really like, and I find it too like it's easier to like, I mean like I was gonna say that it's like easier to like fight off negativity, but it still like comes around often, especially when I'm like in situations where um I'm just like already like, just like maybe I'm just like tired or low energy, and then things just keep on happening that are not in like my favor. Just like now, when before like I said, when I was about to record, this is my fourth take because I was having sound issues, and I was like literally like talking for like a few minutes, and then goes like this huge like boom, and it just like it goes really really loud to a point where it just like feels like it's gonna like, bust my eardrum. I don't know what's going on. So that happened like 3 times, and it scared the ish out of me, and it threw me off. Like it took me it took me like a good like 2 3 minutes to kind of just just breathe, and then I was like thinking too, and I even think I even said it too, that like like forget this, like I don't want to do this, like I wasn't gonna record, but then I just like kept on like just breathing, and kind of was just like in my head I was just like thinking you're like overreacting, just do it. So like yeah, and so there's that, and also too like I'm finding it too now, I get very like consumed with like other people's like negativity like when I'm around them, like just like having conversations with them, and if they like kind of tell me like just like complaining or like telling me like things that are going on in their lives, which is normal, you know what I mean. But then I think like with me, I'm too like vulnerable right now. I'm too like sensitive because had just again like just sobered up, and it's only been like I think like 2 months, and I'm like doing a lot of like work, and they not just like work in general, and like things like this, and also too like, and I don't think people get that too. I want to like really like emphasize that too. Is like creating content, and also too with my new radio gig too. So it's like it's a constant thing. Like I'm like constantly looking for content to cover, news to cover, things to talk about and to bring to you guys. So it's like just because I walk away from the mic or the camera doesn't mean that the work stops. It doesn't stop. And also too with like my mental health as well, and also my sobriety, and me like staying making sure that I stay connected with God, and going to church, and just being there too for like people as best as I could. So it's so again like I'm like very it's it's like I'm vulnerable. So and like sensitive too. So at least like right now, and that's why like even like on like Facebook and things like that, like news feeds and stuff like that, I don't, once I like catch wind of it, like if I feel like the post is like negative, I don't even read it anymore. I just like scroll right past it. And so like even with like friends too and things, like people are like friends, family, everybody who like I like hang around with enough, like hang out with and like things like that, if I feel, I just like try to like shut it off if I feel like I'm like consuming like negative stuff, or like, or at least I try my best to. But again, it's like hard, especially when it's coming from somebody you care about. But I'm like learning now, like especially like because I'm very reactive. You know what I mean? Like I will react right away, sometimes without thinking. So that's not, I'm still like working on that too. And so now like I'm like really like seeing that too, that it really affects me. So now I need to like recognize it quicker, and like I mean I'm good with it online, like I just said. If I see it on my newsfeed, I'll scroll right past it. But in person's different because you're just like talking. So I need to figure out how I'm going to deal with that. Either like shut it down and like be like I don't want to like just like kind of like politely be like I don't want to like hear about it and stuff like that, or in some way I don't know how to like say it yet. Or like kind of just like get away from the situation, because I can't deal with that right now. Like it's too, like I said, too sensitive right now. I don't feel like, no, it's too much. And yeah, for that too, like I think that like it just kind of like really shows like how like we're like sponges, you know what I mean? Like we are our environment. So if your environment's like, you know, like clear and like factual and stuff like that, then that's how you. I feel like that's how your head would be. And if it's like chaos around you and like lots of drama and stuff like that, and then that will be your head in your head too. So you just kind of like have to like keep the peace and clarity as best as I can. So there's that. Oh yeah, to end also to for people on like who are you know watching me on YouTube and Facebook. I will have a photo here that you guys can see, and then for people who are listening to me on the streaming services, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music, you can see the art cover for this episode. But here, I'll pull up the. And this is something that I'm gonna do like probably I'm gonna try to do like every episode where I like find a picture and just of like my life and or just like it could be like a present day one too, and I'm just gonna kind of like analyze it and try to like just analyze it and see what you know what I get out of it. So you know what I mean? Okay, so this is one. I believe this one was in this photo here of me and winter hat on that says New York on it, and a navy shirt that is an Adidas one. And this looks like I think it was like in 2011, so I was probably like around like 9 or 10, I think 10. And it looks like I don't know. For me, looking at it, well, obviously it's like Christmas time because you see Christmas presents and stuff. But look, it looks like I'm like well, I'm looks like well, and I'm like paying attention to something. But to me, if I like kind of like look at it as in like a kind of like metaphorical place, then I would say it just looks like I'm like ready for something. You know what I mean? Like ready like to go somewhere. Because look at my feet and stuff. It looks like I'm about to like run or something. It looks like I'm getting ready to go somewhere or do something. And it kind of this kind of like makes you feel like now like I like I'm just like on a I don't know like it just feels like I'm like want to like do something and make like a change and kind of just focused and looking like forward and present. Well, keeping always like trying my best to stay present, but also like kind of like what's my next move? You know what I mean? And that kind of like shows me I like this picture. And this one, I got this picture from my sister Holly, and when she showed me, I was like so like happy too because like all the childhood photos that I had seen before this were all like they just I would it's just like me like naked or like and like Pampers and just looking like weird and fat. So like this one's like actually I like this one. And yeah, so like yeah, just like I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I just like looking thinking back on it, I don't even remember this moment. I remember the couch. I remember that carpet or yeah. But that's all. What was I doing? What was I watching? What was I thinking about? Little Vernon, look at that. I like it. Anyway, so yeah. Then with the photo parts. Um so what's next? And um oh yeah, focusing on spirituality and my relationship with God. This podcast I talked about it. If you guys had missed it on the radio, that was on I want to say Friday, and I was like, well, this is like different, but then no, it's actually the same, whatever. But then like focusing on God, and there was like one thing that I mentioned on that on air, and I heard it from like a podcast, I think by Dr. Laura, and she basically said no, I don't think it was her. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so They said that basically like you need to like strengthen your relationship with God and um stay close with him and choose him first, put him first and chase him. And then after you do that, and then everything else will fall into place. Do you know what I mean? Because like if you chase like material things, if you chase just things and people and things like that, you're gonna get disappointed and you might not even get what you want. And just things aren't gonna work out for you. And even if you get it, you're not gonna be satisfied because you're always gonna want more and more and more. You know, because you're looking at it through like a materialistic like mindset. So when you put God first, you feel more like fulfilled and also too and happier and like like more like humble and kind and also too like with like I feel like when you're like following when you follow God and when you pay attention to him and you put him in your life, things just become more clear. You know what I mean? Like even I mean, like me too. Like I get like frustrated all the time. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know. And then but then I get over it. You know what I mean? Just like how like I'm not gonna lie, like I was very upset. I was like getting like I was like really I was mad that I was having like all those auto issues, and the reason for that was because like I don't know, before I get on in front of the mic I kind of have to like take like moments to like kind of put my get myself and get my like headspace into like like the vibe, and just so that I could, do this. And I had done that, and then I thought that, and then I thought it was going well to me, and when I was like recording, and then boom, this whole like audio went like all like screwed up, and then it happened again, and I had to start it over, and it happened again, start it over, happen again. So I was getting, ugh. But then, again, like I said, I get over it, and then I did, and then now I'm recording this with, what I mean, and so far no audio issues. I'm happy about that. Just cross your fingers. Anyway, yeah, so putting God first and chasing him, not chasing anything else, we will feel more fulfilled. And also, you like I said, when you have him, you get like more like clarity, like, and it just simplifies things more too. You know what I mean? Just like that, see that saying like let go, let God, or whatever. But I think that's what it was called. I don't know, but yeah. And then, well, when you do that, when you put him first, everything else in life usually, well, I mean, not usually, it will like fall into place, and he's gonna give you things and put things in your life that's for you and right for you, you know. And I really believe in that, and that's why like when, I have like these like fallouts or like people or things or stuff like, are they're like no longer part of my life, and then I'm just like, okay, that's what was supposed to happen, And it really helps to like just clear things up and not think about it too much, just keep your relationship with God strong and try your best to just be like a good person, I feel like. And also too, I I I feel like at this point too, like I like only want to stay connected with people who are like supportive and motivating, and like who like try to like, inspire you and like help you to like be a better version of yourself. Like I have like at this point I feel like I have no business hanging out with people or even like having a conversation with them or connecting with them in any way, like on social media too as well, if they're just like if it's just like not like it's like the connection's just not there, you know what I mean? Like they don't support me. I feel like every time when I like connect with them or like I have a conversation with them, I never walk away from it like feeling like, oh, that was a good conversation. You know what I mean? Like I feel like this person really likes me and also honestly like cares about me and supports me. And if I don't feel like that walking away or like going away from like like any kind of like connection, I feel like that's like God and like the world and everything in my mind and my heart telling me like, okay, that's not for you right now at this point in time, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like maybe we can try to connect later on in life or something, because like I just I just really want to focus like on good things and positive things. And because like I've already it takes like a lot of like time and energy and like brain power and just to keep my mind at that like state, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't want anyone or anything to take me out of like that mindset of just like being like good and good with God and like making good choices, healthy choices, and just continuing with like good habits and things like that. Like I don't want to risk it. And I know that like um those connections like from people and stuff like that. I know that they're some of them too. They probably don't even mean any harm or anything that, or maybe they do. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You never know what people's intentions are. Like you know what I mean. Like maybe they do think that. Maybe they do know that I'm like vulnerable, and then so they try to like set me off and things like that because they want me to spiral out of control, and because they see like things are going good for me and whatnot. You know what I mean? You don't even know. Like maybe you never know anybody's intentions too. So like that's why I'm like really paying attention to my gut now and just being like, okay, yeah, this is not for me, and just keeping it moving. So yeah, I'm really like focused on keeping that head, like that head of just what I has explained, and just doing my work and working, and yeah, and so, and I want to like share this too. This like this thing that had happened to me this morning, after church. Um, well, we after church was like over, and then our church like they have like food. They serve food at the end, like for like lunch and stuff. And this is like a great moment for you to like talk and like connect with all like the members of the church, like everybody who's like there and stuff, and like you just eat with them and eat with everybody there and just like chit chat like after church talk. And like with me, like I wanted to like go to like my cousin Tiana and have some like coffee and just like kind of like just like chit chat and stuff. So right when church was over, and then jumped in um, I jumped in the car, and then I was about to go over to my cousin, and then as I was like leaving, there's like this one road that's like the entrance and exit. So so there's only like one way out really. And then at least that's what it looks like. I think I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so I was about to leave, and then ravens. There was like a handful of ravens. Though they were just like blocking the road for me, like leaving, and then I drove a little bit closer, thinking that they were gonna move. Nope, they were just like just there, like sitting there and just like looking at me, kind of. And then I took that as a sign of them like being like, "What you doing? Turn around, go have some food, and talk to those people." You see, like I like on like my spiritual era now. Like you know what I mean? So I was just like, okay, they are telling me this is something. You know what I mean? So I did. I turned around and then parked back into church, and then I just like I got some food, and it was good that I did because I got to see an old friend, and also too like my cousins too were there, and got some food. The food was really good, and like chit chatted up with a cousin, and she was like she had like lots to like say, like a lot of insight too. She has um and on like the church and like religion and like spirituality, things like that. So it was great. And after our conversation, and I had eaten all my food, and then I like left the church, and then I was just like, yeah, good thing I did that. Good thing those ravens like chased me back to church. So like yeah, just things like that now. Things like that like I really pay attention to. And I don't know, for real, like I feel like everything like happens for a reason, you know? And so it was a good thing, you know? So just like look out for stuff. If like, if you like if God tells you, and if you like know it, I mean, like, of course, like there's not gonna be like no like he's not just gonna like speak to you like be like, you know what I mean? That's he does it in ways of like he just like shows you like there will be signs and things that are like only like I feel like you can't really explain, but only you can understand. That will happen. There will be like feelings in your heart, in your mind, in your body. Like you'll just know when like God's trying to lead you somewhere or keep you from going somewhere, or like you know what it means. There's always something you just have to like kind of like watch out for it. So yeah, there's that, and yeah, and oh yeah, so I guess like that's the episode. Again, I will every Sunday I'll release a new episode, and I think that give me some feedback about like the photo part of it. I feel like I like that. Like I want to like make that like a regular thing of just like pulling up some random photo and just like kind of analyzing it and just like sharing with you what I think about it. I didn't know because again I'm like ooh, again I was like so happy when I saw that because I was just like finally a photo of me with clothes on. So yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, and again, happy Halloween because you I won't be able to say it until like next episode, but by then Halloween will be already be over, and I'm not about looking back. So I'm not about to talk about Halloween the next episode. Anyway, so yeah, that's the episode. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Vernon's podcast. Bye.